Okay, so the homework that's on page 283 for 5-3, a cleaning service charges an initial fee. Okay, here's our initial fee. So remember when we talked about initial fees, B is our initial fee. So where it starts at, plus is a plus sign, and hourly rate. So that's my slope. Okay, so that we have what our equation should be. The total cost for the different numbers of hours, including the initial fee, is shown in the graph. So over here on the graph, we have, oops, I'm sorry, I didn't use the correct. Here we have the cost. So this is the change in Y is right here. And our B value is down here. Then this is our change in X. This is going to deal with our change in X. Okay, so let's look at this. It says find and interpret. Interpret. It doesn't say just find X and, or sorry, M and B. You have to actually interpret the rate of change and the initial value, and then write the equation of the line. So I've written the steps over here for us. So let's go, first things first, we're going to find the equation of the line. The slope. So if I used this point right, this point right here, I'll even make it black just so that they look the same. Now, do you notice that it's not a perfect point? It doesn't go through this lattice point. So it's not at 30, it's at 28. Okay? So when we go up, actually I'm going to draw. When we do up and over, we're not going to go all the way up to 30. We're going up from 20 to 28. So that means that's 8 tall. Now, down here, do you notice that this is going up by halves? It's not going up by wholes. So going across right here, we went from 0 to 1. So that is 1. So our slope, I don't want that color, is 8 over 1, which is 8. Okay, so that means our slope is 8. But what does that mean? It's something per something. So the change in Y always goes first. So this is the change in Y. This is the change in X. So let's look at the words. The change in Y talks about cost. So that means that we have $8. The change in X, that talks about the number of hours. So per hour. Then it asks for the y-intercept. So that means the y-intercept is where it hits the y-axis. So it's where it hits the y-axis. So it hits the y-axis at 20. So my b value is 20. But what does 20 mean? Right here, we talked about the initial fee right here. A cleaning service charges initial fee. So $20 is the initial fee for the cleaning service. Okay. Then we have to plug this into, write the equation of the line, y equals mx plus b. We're replacing the m, we're replacing the b. So if I replace the m, I have 8. Replace the b, I have 20. Okay, so this next one says the table shows the distance Penelope is from the park as she walks to the soccer practice. Okay, so let's think of this. Penelope is here. The park is here. Okay, the distance between these two. Okay, assume the relationship between the two quantities is linear. Find and interpret the rate of change in the initial value. Then write the equation of the function in the form y equals mx plus b. So, as we do this, oops, come here. Okay, so to find the slope, the change in y. So I deal with the change in y, it goes down, so that's negative. Okay, and then over here, I look at this. So some of you might be saying, well, why is the slope negative? And we're talking about distance. Okay, you have to remember this question is asking about the distance between Penelope. What color do I'm going to use this. It's the distance between Penelope and the park. So to get to Penelope, doesn't the distance, this gets smaller as she walks towards the park? Okay, so that's why the slope is going to be negative. I don't know why I have that. Okay, so if I'm talking about the slope is equal to negative 550 over 5. So when I simplify that, my slope is negative 110. But I need to interpret that. That means the distance between, what was it between Penelope and the park, lessens I don't think that's how you spell that, but let's change it. Decreases. There we go. I like that word better. If I can spell it. Decreases by 110 what? Change in y is talking about that little m right here. That's meters per minute. Okay, so I come over here and I write meters per minute. Now, some of you may be saying, but you didn't put the negative sign. Well, this word right here, that takes care of the negative. Okay, that is the word decreases is talking about a negative number. So now I need to find my b value. So remember, the two things that I need in order to find the b value is I need the slope, which we just found is negative 110, and you need a point. So you can pick any one of these points here. I don't care which one. I'm actually going to pick this one right here. Why? I don't know. Just because. So this is the point 20, comma 280. Remembering this is my x value, this is my y value. So I'm going to plug it into y equals mx plus b. So I'm replacing the m, the x, and the y because I want to find the b value. So I replace y with 280 because 280 is the y value. I replace m with negative 110 because that is what it is. Then the x value is 20. So 280 equals negative 2200 plus b. I'm going to add 2200 to both sides. Why? Because it says negative right here. So the opposite of negative is positive. I need to move my stuff over a little bit. So that's going to get 2480 is equal to b. Now, what does b stand for? B is the point 02480. So that's when the x value is 0 and the distance is 2480. So 2480 is talking about the distance. It's talking about the starting distance. It's the distance between Penelope and the park. That's where we're starting at. So what is 2000, the distance between Penelope and the park at the beginning, is 2,480 meters. And then I write my equation of the line. Y equals mx plus b, and I'm replacing the m with negative 110, x, replacing the b with 2,008 or 480. I don't know why I put a period at the end of an equation. Okay, then this next one says, the roller skating rink charges a skate rental fee. Okay, so we have a skate rental fee. Okay, so if you have a pair of skates, it's going to cost an amount of money and an hourly rate. Okay, so this right here is going to be my M. The skate rental fee is going to be my B. The total cost to skate for 2 hours is $9.50, and for 5 hours is $18.50. Assume the relationship is linear, find and interpret the rate of change and the initial value. Then write the equation of the function in the form y equals mx plus b, where x represents the number of hours and y represents the total cost. Okay, so it tells you right here, y represents the total cost. So that means this is the cost in dollar. Oops, I did not do that. I really did not do that. Cost in dollars. That's my y value. It says my x value are the number of hours. So I'm going to make 2 points right now because I want to make them way over here to have space. So if I look right here, remember hours is my x value, so that's 2. And we said cost, so $9.50. And then my second point. So if I look at my second point, it's right here. Hours is our x value, so that's 5. Y value is the money, the total cost, $18.50. Okay, so the very first thing I have to do, we're writing the equation of the function. So the very first thing I need to do, oh no, we still have to find and interpret also. I had to make sure. We have to find the slope. Remember, I subtract the y's on top. So I'm subtracting these two numbers. So I'm going to do 1850 minus 950. Why did I do that? Because 1850 is bigger. Since I used 1850 first, that means I'm going to use the 5 first on bottom. 5 minus 2. Okay, so my slope comes out to 9 on top, 3 on bottom, so 3. What does my slope mean? Remember, it's the change in y, so that means the cost per hour is $3 per hour. Okay, so now in order to find the B, I have to take the slope, which is 3, and pick one of these 2 points. I'm just going to pick the 2, 950. I don't care which one. And I'm going to plug that into y equals mx plus b. Remember, this is the x, this is the y. So I replace the y with $9.50, the m with 3, the x with 2, plus b. I get 950 is equal to 6 plus b. I subtract 6. I get $3.50 is b. What was b standing for? The skate rental fee. So the skate rental fee is $3.50. And then last but not least, my equation of the line, y equals mx plus b. My m value was 3. My b value was $3.50. And there you have your equation of the line. Next, a movie theater offers a reward program that charges a yearly membership fee and a discounted rate per movie ticket. Okay. The total cost of a reward program members to see 5 movies is $40, and the total cost for 12 movies is $75. Assume the relationship is linear. Write the equation of the function in the form y equals mx plus b. And it tells you right here where the x represents the number of movies. So movies are the x value, and y represents the total cost, which is money. So I'm going to make, if I look at the first one right here, it says 5 movies for $40. Then my second point right here says 12 movies for $75. So the first thing I have to do is I have to find the slope. I'll just come over here and find the, oh, I can find the slope right. No, I might come over here. I'm going to take 75 and I'm going to subtract 40. I'm going to take 12 and I'm going to subtract 5. That is going to get me 35 over 7. So that gets me 5. Now it's not asking me to interpret anything, so I can just start off. M value is 5. Okay, we got that. Now we have to find the B value. So I have a slope of 5. I'm going to use this point right here. So 5, 40. I'm going to replace, I have y equals mx plus b. I'm going to replace the y with 40, the m with 5, the x with 5 plus b. So 40 equals 25 plus b. Subtract 25. I get 15 is equal to b. So plus 15. Okay. So this one, we have house A and we have house B. So I'm going to find, the first thing I need to do for house A is find its slope. So I have a point here and I have a point here. So how much did it go? Ooh, that was horrible. How much did it go up? Well, we started at 150 and we went up to 180. So that is 30 tall. How far over did we go? Well, the bottoms are going up by ones. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm trying to figure out where I want to write this. So house A we have a slope of 6 because it's 30 over 5. Okay, so the slope here is 30 over 5, which gets me 6. So if you look at this, it's not at 130. So that means I need to pick a point to figure out where that's at. So I'm going to just use this point right here. That's the point 3, 150, so that I can find the B value. So I'm going to use 3, 150 to find the equation of the line. So y equals mx plus b. I replace the y with 150. The m I'm going to replace with 6. The x value is 3 plus b. So I get 150 equals 18 plus b. I subtract. It's going to get me a 2. The 3, a 1 is equal to b. So the equation for house A is going to be y equals 6x plus 132. This is house A. Then I need to find house B. So I come over here. I have a point here and a point here. And I'm going to draw my triangle. So how far up does it go? Well, this is at 130 and goes up to 1. Oh, that was weird. Starts at 130, goes up to 150. So that went up 20. Down on the bottom, it goes from 1 to 5. So that goes over 4. So my slope for this one is 20 over 4, which is 5. So house B, its slope, what did I just say it was? 5. And I need to pick a point for this one. I'm going to pick this point right here. That's the point 1, 130. So I come up here with the point 1, 130, and I'm going to plug it into y equals mx plus b. Replace the y with 130, the m with 5, the x with 1, plus b. 130 equals 5 plus b. Subtract 5, and I get 125 is equal to b. So, house B is the equation y equals 5x plus 125. So we found the two equations of the line. Awesome. We did that. Now it says, what will be the difference? So difference is subtraction, right? In the values of the two houses when they reach 15 years old. So I need to find out how much they cost at 15 years old. So I'm going to take my A equation, which was y equals 6x plus 132. And the x is standing for number of years, right? Right here it says years. So x is standing for years. So I'm going to replace x with 15 so that I can figure out what the total cost would then be. So if I take 6 and I multiply it by 15, I'm going to get 90 plus 132. So that's going to get me 2, 2, $222. Well, be careful because doesn't this say in thousands? But we don't want to deal with all the zeros. So we're just going to deal with this without all the zeros right now. Okay? So then I'm going to take my equation for house B. House B was 5x plus 125. So y equals 5x plus 125. And we want to know what it is at 15 years. So I replace the x with 15 plus 125. Okay, that's going to be 75 plus 125. So that's going to be 200. Then it says the word difference. It's right here. It says difference. I need to, what is the difference going to be between these two? So I need to take these numbers and I need to subtract them. So I'm going to take 222 minus 200. When I do that, I get 22. Now, be careful because this does say thousands. So the difference is $22,000 at 15 years. There we go. Okay, so this next one says the tables show the monthly cost for the two different internet service providers. What is the difference in the cost of the two plans at 18 months? So it's the same concept that we just did. So what we have to do is we have to find the equation of the line for both of these. And if I look at this, I need to find how much does this go up by? And that'll go up by 35. And this goes up by 1. So the slope for this one is going to be 35. I'm just going to use the 0.175 because it doesn't really matter which one I use. So 75 equals 35 times 1 plus b. So 75 equals 35 plus b. I subtract 35. I get 40 is equal to b. So the equation of the line for this one is going to be 35x plus 40. Okay, then my equation of the line over here. So this is going up by 50 on this side and 1